Lola Nena's is a takeout restaurant that sells Pichi Pichi, old-fashioned donuts, and other merienda foods. And now, they reportedly make up to 60,000 donuts per day. So, how a company that failed at its first start became one of the most sought-after restaurants in the Philippines. It all began when Steffi Santana and her father Keith Teotico Santana decided to make a business out of their family recipe, making Pichi Pichi, in which they were uncertain as to where it had originated. Quote, "We're actually not super sure where the recipe originated, but it's been passed on." They decided to make it a full-time business since they were doing it in several occasions. They are ready to build their business, but one thing is missing, a branding. So they brainstormed the brand, then came up with Lola Nena's, named after Nena del Rosario, Teotico, who is also co-owner and Steffi Santana's great-grandmother. They also wanted to show customers and feel like as if they were at their grandparents' house when visiting the store. Now that the branding and planning is done, it's time to build the business. So, in 2012, they opened their first Lola Nena store in Tandang Sora, Quezon City, only selling Pichi Pichi in menu. After opening their first Lola Nena's store, they haven't been successful as a startup. Days turned into months, and there was no customer coming in. This led to their first store being shut down after just operating for 2 months. Quote, "Maybe the original store was just in a bad location, and we just weren't ready yet," end quote. But this closure didn't discourage them. They realized that they just needed a good location to attract customers. So, they tried again, and opened their first main Lola Nena's branch in Quezon Avenue in Welcome Rotunda, and that's when they started seeing more success. So, we tried again. What we call our first main real branch now is the one in Quezon Avenue by Welcome Rotunda, and we noticed that location was really good. After their initial success in second store, it's time for the business owners to make a decision and take a step further and expand the business. Now that the business is growing, they plan to expand the business even more by improving the taste and quality of their Pichi Pichi. So, they figured out a way on how they will improve the product. They got in touch with the Department of Science and Technology, who helped them identify some of the common problems with their formula at that time. I think that's really how everything started. The customers started noticing the difference. And thus, in 2016, Lola Nena's added a new dish in their menu, the tostado siopao, giving customers more choices of what they like to eat. We were really inspired by the siopao tostado of Bicol, but what we wanted was kind of different. We wanted it to have softer bread and a little bit spicy. The tostado siopao was first sold at their España branch, and the product became a big hit amongst the students who's been in the area at the time. While this dish became popular and overshadowed their special Pichi Pichi, they will soon create another dish that is even better, a dish that will provide the success they've been craving for. The business was already at a stable pace when a suggestion came in. It was Steffi's mom suggesting that adding a donut to Lola Nena's menu isn't such a bad idea at all, and Steffi agrees with her. Another dish has been introduced in 2018. It was called the old-fashioned donuts. They call it old-fashioned donuts because the donuts are made in an old-fashioned way using traditional methods. And the donuts were inspired by Vico Vico, but they added their own twist to them by making them circular, just like any other typical donut shapes you buy. Because of that addition, Lola Nena's grew tremendously. To meet the increasing demand for old-fashioned triple cheese donuts, the company has opened more branches in different locations. They also stayed open for business when others were closing their doors during pandemic, which helped them to stay in business, and didn't settle for less, but took the pandemic as a challenge to improve their products more. They took advantage of the power of social media to market their triple cheese donuts, and customers loved the product so much that they went from making 100 donuts a day to 60,000 per day. Because of their continuous improvement of products and putting customers' likings to their priorities, Lola Nena has become the brand we all know today.